Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Miranda.
And I'm Dalton.
And we are the Watson family. All right, you guys, so today we're going to be diving in a little bit on our relationship and just how we met and how we ended up here today, happily married. We just kind of, like I said, want to just grow our family and hopefully we can grow with you guys. So stay tuned and let's go on ahead and get into it. All right, we're back. So let's go on ahead and jump right on into this, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pass the baton to this beautiful ginger right beside me. And he's just going to start you from the beginning. And let's just take this journey and just follow us to the end to where we are now.
All right, so we met towards the end of 2018. We met on, I guess some people view it as less traditional.
Right.
But we met online. And I'm not going to put the... source or app that we met on, because they're not sponsoring us. So I'm just going to leave it as, mysterious right now, kind of out there. So if y'all want to go ahead and leave in the comments somewhere, y'all go ahead and put out there where y'all think we met on. But as far as that goes, after that, we've been talking for a while, been talking for a few days, really connecting.
Right.
Video calling, those got, pretty interesting.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting to know each other. And I will say that if you are into the point where you're trying to get to know somebody and you're not sure, how they're going to be, especially if you haven't met them yet, go ahead and just see if it is something that they want to do, like video call. And that is a really good way to, especially before you meet somebody, get a good vibe off of them. You know what I mean?
Because we don't want those catfishes.
Yeah,
Shout
absolutely.
out to catfish though, because I love some catfish.
You might see some pictures and whatnot, and then you go and
meet the
probably
person.
some of y'all might have experienced this.
Yeah.
We have where it's like, okay, you see the pictures,
right,
and then you go see that person, it's like, oh man, you're like, is this opposite thing?
For us, it wasn't like that though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we in the beginning joked about it and made hoo-hoo ha-has about it, saying that he was a completely different person and he thought I was a different girl. And when we finally met, I actually was so indecisive. He was supposed to come to me, but I got freaked out, got all nervous,
Cold feet.
Yeah, I hadn't been in a relationship in a couple years, so it was definitely new for me. And he was just always such a great guy. I mean, so kind from the start and such a talker. I mean, you guys, this man loves to talk. Burns ears. But he's absolutely incredible and was just a sweetheart from the get-go. I mean, I met him at his apartment. He cooked me dinner there. It was real cute, real relaxed, romantic and stuff. And meeting him from the first eyesight, I just remember him standing in front of my car at the time, you guys. And this man just put his hands out and was like, "Can I get a hug?" And oh my gosh, my nerves kicked in. And I'm like, "You want a hug? No, not the hug." I know some of y'all feel that, it's just it doesn't matter how old we get. You can be 16, you can be 42. When you meet that person, I mean, it can be life changing. And so for us, it really was that.
100%.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
And so from there, moving forward, we got to know a little bit about each other, especially with the beginning stages coming along. Got to come to find out, what our likes, dislikes were, everything that, normal relationship when you get to know somebody, trying to set the foundations on, creating a healthy relationship,
definitely,
if you will. And, one of the things were, you don't really get to know a person until you live with them.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you get to really know their habits, how they are.
That's when the fun begins, you guys, because this is when relationships are tested. You're getting to learn a little bit more the flaws, a little bit. They're there, It's kind of the cleaning habits, just the different, living situations. Obviously, we were both living in our own place at the time, and so coming to a apartment with two boys, men, I should say, but when you're OCD like me, it doesn't work. So, but it taught us a lot. I mean, I think going through, the relationships that I was in before, it was always so fast paced and there was never any time to break. And like for him, not only did he teach me patience, but he just built me into a better woman,
Yeah, because at first, with my job, there was a certain place that I was trying to get to. And in doing so, there was a lot of studying and everything I had to do to get a particular certification and to be able to get
grow.
further on, and
Just
grow
with his company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in doing so, yes, I did kind of put off where in making it official, because in my head at the time, even though I was completely wrong, I was like, oh, I don't need, or want any kind of distractions, even though she wasn't a distraction. She was a support system the whole time.
But we all know how it can get sometimes when you're in that honeymoon phase. Everything's so bold and bright, and so you're kind of moving fast paced. Even though he slowed me down, it was definitely. We fell in love very quickly with each other. So it was hard not to be distracted by the person that you love, but obviously you want to make sure you're set up because he was obviously preparing for the future, and so.
Yeah, that's the thing, going to try to look at the long game and not only the short game in life, but also in relationships, making sure that, you are set up to where you want to be in the whole scheme of things.
You're so cute.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
So if you guys haven't been able to tell, we're very nervous. This is so new for us, but we're so excited for it.
She's more nervous.
This one's nervous, trust and believe. But we're just really excited. So, but yeah, kind of back to that. Like I said, it just kind of skyrocketed after New Year's, because on New Year's night of 2018,
going into 2019
at midnight, he decided to ask me out and be his girlfriend. So, it was a couple months of long waits, I felt like, but it was so worth it because he picked the perfect time. So our, anniversary from when we first got together is a new year. We get to bring in a new year. So that just felt like you can't get any better than that, for an anniversary. So from there, things kind of got to moving quick. We were already talking marriage, and, it was a lot, but we really, really loved each other. So we were ready to do that. And so winter of 2019 is when...
Winter of 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is when he proposed to me. So I'll kind of let you dive into that one because that's a fun one. He's a romantic, you guys. He doesn't like to admit it, but he is.
All right, so the winter of 2019, so it was around the beginning of December, whenever my family were planning on going to Disneyland, or Disney World, I should say. And so we both were, along for the ride, going to Disney World. And that's whenever the idea of going to Disney World came about planning and everything. That's when I decided that, like, okay, yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead. That's the place to go ahead and propose. I think it'd be once in a lifetime type opportunity.
Right.
In my head, it's like how many times, or how many people out there
get proposed to at Disney World or have to be the person on the knee proposing in front of thousands of people.
Now keep in mind too, like during that time, we were right in front of pretty much the Princess Castle.
Yep.
So it was like such a heavily trafficked area.
Yeah, we were taking pictures. So we were waiting in line. We were waiting a good minute, you guys. And this is all being planned around me. I'm just like completely lost, right?
Yeah, all my family that was there, they were in on it.
They were in on it. They were getting prepared, and I'm just oblivious. I'm just like, we're at Disney World. I love Disney World, you guys. It's my one place I get to act like a child, so it's great. But yeah, so we were standing in line for a good minute, just waiting to get our photos taken. And I remember getting up there, and I remember them taking photos. And I remember my mother-in-law kind of going up to the photographer, and I'm like, what is she doing? Like, no, honey, no, ma'am. I don't know what's happening. And so, you guys, it was just, it was a mess. So I remember we took a couple pictures or whatever. She had, just told us, hey, take this shot. And I remember his hand being on the back of my back. And so I remember him shaking, and I was like, are you okay? Like, are you all right? Y'all, he was so nervous. And there was thousands and thousands. You got to think this is around the holiday where everyone's going to Disney World near Christmas time. So Christmas, and it was before COVID. It was packed. So to say the least, he had some major kahunas doing that. So I was very impressed. But yeah, I remember him finally, they were going to take this photo. I remember I turned my back for a minute, and I come back, and he's on his knees, spieling his spiel. Y'all, to be honest, till this day, I still have no idea what he said, but it was just the moment of happiness. I know most women, I'm pretty sure, look at the ring before they say anything. You know, they gotta investigate it, make sure it's the real deal. You know, it's, you know, we want the diamond. So yeah, I just remember just saying yes without a doubt. I mean, and from there it was great. I mean, the pictures we got from just people's expressions, y'all, there's nothing like it. So it was definitely, I felt like a princess that day. So after that, it was wedding planning. So we had decided we were gonna start planning it for April of 2020.
Yeah.
But some other things came about, so we ended up doing it a little bit sooner. And so we had it at his uncle's house. I'll kind of let you kind of go into that and explain that and how it all went.
Yeah, so one of my family members, my uncle, which you mentioned, he lives on quite a bit of property, is pretty much essentially like, you know, where any venue could be held. So we started planning from there what we wanted to have at the wedding, you know, whether it be for the lighting, you know, dancing, all that, this and the other, everything that, you know, goes into planning for the wedding. So it just started, you know, even though we felt like, oh, we had like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, really, you know, as each month and each day passed by, it started to feel like, oh man, it feels like it's just right around the corner.
Right.
It
came up so quick.
Yes.
We thought, oh yeah, we'll have, I think by that time it was probably May when we decided to change the date. So May, June, July. I mean, we really didn't have that much time, 3.5 months, 4 months time. And anybody knows that's planning a wedding, or any female that knows that's planning a wedding, that's just not enough time.
Yeah, because like, you know, posed in December 2019, and then originally we were thinking, okay, year. April, and then it ends up being, you know, okay, well, we're gonna end up pushing it back a little further, go to September, you know, and then from that time, like it flew by. It really did.
It did, and it was the best, you guys. I mean, up until the point we got married September 19th of 2019. It was the best day. I mean, it was crazy, y'all. I remember we talked to his uncle. 2020. Is it too early to be forgetting stuff like that? I think maybe. So his uncle is a pastor, actually. So he married us off. And it's so funny. We talk about this all the time, how when we went there and we were kind of just planning everything, how we want everybody to walk, where we want to be placed at and all that good stuff. We were just so giddy and all excited, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, they don't know what's coming," and we're like, "It's gonna be great."
Like, oh, there's gonna be no stress in the
what are you
planning.
talking about? Like, it's so easy, right?
Yeah.
And it was at his family's house, so we're thinking we don't have to set up a whole lot. A lot of his family is gonna help. It's gonna be great. You know, guys, weddings never turn out the way you want it to, so I want to let everyone know, just a fair warning. It is so exciting. It's the best experience, but you will go through the stress. It does happen, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful process in the end, you know. Yeah, I think I turned into her a couple times that day. But at the end of the day, it ended up being a beautiful ceremony, and it's almost going to be a year now, coming up in September. So we are really making milestones, and kind of just a little bit about our story and kind of where we've been and how we kind of came about. Is there anything really that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I will say we're not going to give, you know, all the beans on this video. And I only say that because, hey, we got to keep you coming around wanting for more.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Just going to go ahead and put it out there. But, I mean, just give it a little bit, you know, and of course on future videos, we'll go ahead and give a little bit more detail and history, whether it be with Miranda's background or mine.
Right.
Just go ahead and, you know, give y'all a little bit tidbits here and there.
Right. And we plan on doing a lot of like pranks and Q&As, all sorts of stuff, vlogs, lives. So if there's anything you guys would like us to do or see, or even if you guys just you want to do a Q&A and just kind of get to know us, we're all about that. We want to get to know you guys. And we really want to, you know, bring stuff that you guys love to the table. So we're just excited to bring you on this journey with us, with the Watson family, and just hopefully we can find a good crowd that is for us. So I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you like,
subscribe,
and check out that pretty bell.
That's right.
All right, you guys, thanks again for watching. We love you guys. We're so excited to meet you all, and we hope everyone has a great week, great day, great night, whatever it may be. Stay loved and happy, and we are out.
Hoo hoo.